Yeah. You all right?
Hey, bud, what's up?
How's it going?
It's going, man. It's been 2 weeks without cornhole, dude. I don't know how I
Yeah.
feel about that.
Yeah. Well,
Outside of
yeah.
practice,
Yeah. 2 weeks without even speaking about it. Getting
I know.
withdrawals. Been,
Ugh.
been
Although we
itching.
had a good weekend of watching this weekend, man.
Yeah.
There was some exciting stuff going on up in Michigan in Open number 11. Woo! Some exciting stuff. Speaking of exciting stuff, man, how awesome is it to be pairing with none other and being sponsored by none other than the Slicky Baggers guys
Yeah.
themselves.
Yeah.
That's right, guys. We have been privileged enough to get a sponsorship from Slicky Baggers. With that, get a discount code. Um, just B10 spelled out. Um, yeah, 10% off on their merchandise off their website and bags. They um, they told us in Switzerland that they were going to sponsor us, and they're also teaming up and sponsoring Eurotrash, our fellow brethren, doing another podcast out in mainland Europe, which um, they're doing good things out there with that, man. I don't know if y'all been
Yeah.
paying attention to it, but their podcast is good, man. It's talking all things Europe, and I'm excited for this week's episode because they're going to do nomads. So all these
Oh,
guys
nice.
out here that don't really have a country, so they're just the American guys that are out here. Yeah, but thank you, Slicky Baggers. Thanks to
Yeah.
Anthony and Sven.
Yeah.
We
Much
really appreciate
appreciated.
it, and we'll do our best, man, trying to sell some of your merch or trying to get people to buy some of your merch.
Yeah.
And
And
guys, I know y'all
at
seen me
least one of us is always repping them at some point.
at some
Something
point, man.
like either wearing a jersey or a cap.
Absolutely.
It's very rare that either of us are without something slicky on.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
heck, I've
Even
been
down to
wearing
the koozie. Is
I've been wearing slicky hats for a year and a half now. So yeah, or a year now, I guess. But yeah, so you guys get on their website, Slicky Baggers, and it'll be posted to all our socials tomorrow with some links to the website. But go check them out. Also, they're the only company in Europe that has an ACL stamp. Now, it is the ACL Comp stamp, not the ACL Pro stamp, but the ACL Comp stamp can be used in all your ACL events
I
here
think
in
it's
Europe.
only TV, isn't it, where you can't use a comp?
I think so.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're the only team out there. And man, if you haven't seen some of their designs and some of their things, them dudes, man. Anthony's an artist.
Yeah.
And they're creating some cool things out there, man.
Yeah.
So go check
I'm
them out.
looking forward to seeing what he's got in mind for us with the bags.
Yeah. I told him what series we wanted, and he's like, "Yeah, I got you." And he's just gonna come up with something, man. I know it'll be funky and it'll be crazy because it's
Yeah.
Anthony. And
Definitely something
all
to look
right,
forward to, and then be throwing them bags for the foreseeable. Like
yeah, yeah.
after I tested some of them out, so the crazies are quite liked, and then I don't know if I can mention them yet because they're a new range that are going through testing, but I tried them and yeah, they're a great bag too.
Yeah, they're slick, man. They're slick. I chose the crazies and the cosmics.
Yeah,
So those cosmics, man, they're an 8.5. They're a full bag. It's kind of when I just want to, if we have slow boards or kind of boards that I just want to push bags. And yeah, they're good. They're a good bag though. They do
yeah,
real well with their bags for sure. And of course, their guys out there, man. Gavin Clark, he's throwing slicky bags, and that dude, the last two tournaments,
yeah.
has been up there in top five in singles, top five in doubles, throwing bags, man. So yeah, I'm excited about this sponsorship and this collaboration.
Definitely.
So guys out there in England, hit us up at Q4 if you have questions. Shoot us a message, whatever. But yeah, let's try to generate some business for these guys.
You're right. Even if it's just buying one of the cool hats.
Yeah, they got all sorts of colors, combinations, all sorts of stuff, man. They're always doing it. They got
To be
cool. They got
fair,
some cool jerseys. They got some.
yeah.
I mean, most of their shirts and stuff like that are pretty simplistic, but they're all usually pretty cool, pretty nice.
I need to get myself a second jersey, so I'll be using a discount code in no time.
Oh yeah. I'm already thinking about it because there's a couple of hats that I wanted to get regardless. All right, man. We want to jump right on into open number 11.
Yeah, so this weekend, Open 11. Oh, so started on Friday.
Man,
As
some
normal
good
with the
matches. Some good matches.
yeah.
And let's start out with juniors.
Yeah.
Is it even fair? Is the junior division even fair right now? I mean, let's be honest about this. Is the junior division fair for some of these juniors? When you have a handful of the juniors that are always vying to win a bracket in actual pro singles, is the juniors division fair? Now, the argument can be made that, of course, it's fair because they're all competing against each other.
Yeah.
But I feel for some of these other kids that, are trying to play juniors, dude, and it's just not, man, it's tough. And it starts with the youngest kid on the daggum floor at any given point, Cash Chamness.
Yeah.
That little son bitch is just on fire, dude.
Yeah.
And he's so cool, calm, and collected.
Yeah.
He really is. He has the woosah. He gets himself calmed back down. He's just, he's an incredible little kid, man.
Yeah.
And he is throwing just smashing it. And of course, he did it again. He beat his pro doubles partner, Mason Trader, in the finals.
Yeah. Double dip.
Yep. Crazy.
Yeah, actually avenging an earlier bracket loss as well. Because it was Mason sent him down to losers bracket, and he had a good run through losers, get all the way back there, and he's like, nope, not today.
Yeah, I'm coming for you today, bud.
Yeah.
And then you got junior doubles, man. Jay Nellis and Zane Krotz coming over and beating on the old Gore brothers.
Yeah. Again. But went to a second game there. Luckily they avoided the double dip, yeah.
Yeah. Yep. And then we'll go with women's.
Yeah.
And then, I was excited for the winner of women's, Caitlin Allhouse. Because if you remember back to the beginning of the season, man, she was on fire the first couple opens.
What was it? Her versus Deb Odom. They had a marathon game.
Yeah. It's like 40-something rounds.
Yeah.
But she kind of, I don't want to say fell off. I think she just went through a little bit of a lull in the last few opens where she hasn't been as prevalent in it. So it was nice to see her come out and win this weekend. She beat Cheyenne Bubenheim for the Queen seat.
Yeah.
And then beat Kirsten Leos in the finals. And then, you move over to doubles, and Cheyenne and Gina won it because that's what Cheyenne and Gina do.
Yeah.
They win doubles. That's what they do. Okay.
Yeah.
We figured this out. Cheyenne and Gina win doubles.
I forgot to look at it, but I was interested to see how many they've actually won this season so far. It's a silly number.
There's got to be at least 4 or 5, right? Like dang near half of them. Maybe.
I'm thinking it's probably 6 or 7.
Maybe, but
it's a
who
lot.
They beat in the finals. Caitlin Allhouse.
Yeah.
So Caitlin Allhouse back in the finals.
Yeah. So she's getting good again at the right time.
Riley Schoaf, man, she could play too, dude.
Yeah, that signature series just around the corner, so she hopefully for her, starting to peak at the right time.
Yeah, for sure.
I know she's all right, but we'll get into it a bit later in the episode. But we're gonna few others. We're going to do a draft.
Yeah. We'll
For
talk about that here in a minute, for
I
sure.
know she's one of the ones on my shortlist for women's.
Who, Caitlin?
Yeah,
Oh,
I've
100%.
got a short list of like five for like sort of
100%.
each thingy. So like she's on my short list.
And then let's move over to seniors.
Yeah.
Damon Dennis.
Finally.
Finally got him one. Finally got him one.
Every episode I'd say I need to move over to picking Steve Schroeder, but I just when I'm doing that prop toss paper, I just can't help but click Damon Dennis, and it's finally paid off.
But who did he have to beat?
Steve Schroeder.
Steve Schroeder.
Yeah,
I'm going to tell you right
going for the
now.
4
But
feet, wasn't he?
with that being said, Damon Dennis made a deep run in singles yesterday as well.
Yeah.
He did. Now, but I'm going to say this. I'm telling you right now, I believe wholeheartedly the seniors division belongs to Steve Schroeder. I
Yeah.
don't care that he lost.
Yeah.
That he's been in the finals like 5 times, 6 times. Like it belongs to him. I don't care that he lost to Damon Dennis. Steve Schroeder is going to be your senior signature world champion. You mark my words, man.
Early prediction. Nice.
You mark my words.
Yeah.
But hey, then get on over to doubles. And who other than Steve Schroeder wins another championship with
another new partner as well. Yeah.
Yeah, new partner, Mathis. But they both
that's
played great.
The 4th or 5th doubles with a different partner. So it's something crazy like that.
Yeah, and that's why I say Steve Schroeder, the senior division belongs to him right now.
Yeah.
But and they had to beat Donald Cupp and Dave Shelton. And if you remember, Donald Cupp was in the finals. Wasn't he in the finals back in like open number, I think like 8?
Yeah, I'm sure he's made the final.
I think he lost to Schroeder in the finals in like open 8 up or something like that. But yeah, so Donald Cupp, man, that dude can play too.
Yeah. And rounding out the day, we had blind draw.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ethan Walker and Logan Dupler taking
Logan
that down.
Dupler, another junior.
Yeah.
And it's funny because they talked about it this weekend, like kind of who's in the running for, ACL Rookie of the Year, because while these juniors, they're not ACL pros, they're junior pros. So they fall into ACL Elite, and that's why they get to play in the singles and doubles. Right now, man, they think it's between Logan Dupler, Cash Chamness, and Zach Aiken.
Yeah.
Zach Aiken right now, because he's got that bracket. He's got bracket win. He's got a singles win. He's the front runner. He said, when they were talking about it, and they were like, but, I mean, you got Cash who won a bracket. You got Cash who's always always in the mix. And then so is Logan Dupler. And I guess this is a good time let's just get into singles. We'll talk about doubles in a minute. But did you see the bracket final between Logan Dupler and Cash Chamness?
Yeah.
And the funniest thing they said on the broadcast was talking about how Cash has the calmness and the heart and soul of a 60-year-old, and Logan Dupler dresses like a 60-year-old with his sandals and socks and shorts.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was a good match. But anyway, I'll let you because I didn't write down all the bracket guys. I'm sure you did.
Yeah. So what we're doing? Saturday doubles. Yeah.
Yeah, we do Saturday doubles.
Yeah. So Logan Chamberlain and JBJ took down bracket A, beating the Ryans, Ryan Smith and Ryan Wiedenfeld there. And in bracket B, you had Tony and Mark Richards. They pulled off the double dip over Shine and Jordan Power in a King Seat rematch there.
That was such a good match too.
Yeah.
I mean, Cheyenne and Jordan are coming into their own right now as well.
Yeah.
They really are.
They're looking a good team.
Yeah, they truly are.
Obviously they didn't win the bracket, but still,
No, they're still looking a good team.
they're a strong team.
But as a doubles team, man, I don't know. I think I personally believe the Tony and Richard are going to be the Trey and Adam of last year. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well,
Like I just don't see people
yeah.
really beating them.
Yeah, well, going into that, they weren't beat because they won the finals, beating Logan and JBJ. So Mark Richards extending that lead at the top to 24 titles now.
Yeah.
And it was a three-peat for him in doubles. So
It was.
Open 9, 10, and 11. So
I'm telling you, man.
It'll be interesting when it comes to the signature series now, whether it continues.
Yep. But that's what we got next, isn't it? 2 weeks.
Yeah. So 2 weeks, and then we shall see. Yeah. And singles Sunday. So bracket A was Jordan Power taking down Gavin Cano. B was Trey Birchfield beat Jaden Ellis. C was Cash. He avoided the double dip against Mark Richards, and that was one of the games on the feature call. There was a moment for that where it nearly brought a tear to many a parent's eye.
Oh my God. It was heartbreaking.
Yeah.
It was so I got 2 kids that like to throw bags, man, and they're not good. They're learning, they're just not good. So anything they do, it doesn't I know they're still in the learning process. So it doesn't really affect me like that. Now it affects me when they do something really good, because then I'm super excited for them. But literally watching Cash just needing to board it to win and side railing it.
Yeah.
And like you could see it took everything in that 9-year-old's power to keep that composure and not just break down.
Yeah.
And I know people want to talk about it out there and be like, oh, well, if he's going to do it, he can't break down. Oh, he can't. Think back to when you were 9. Didn't matter what you were doing, man. You could break down and be a mess just like that.
Yeah.
So easily done. And he's doing it on this big stage on broadcast courts with the whole world watching.
Yeah.
And you know, but yeah, he gathered that composure and finished out really strong.
Yeah.
He actually, one of his matches yesterday, going into, I think it was the semifinal match to get to the king seat, or to then go play for the king seat. He threw 108 bags. You want to take a guess at how many he made in the hole?
Probably about 106.
102. 102 out of 108. Think about it like this: on a deck around, you throw 40 bags.
Yeah.
The perfect score, 120, right? How many people you know ever done that? I don't know anybody that's done it. And he's doing this.
Well, other than seeing online, like the likes of like Matt Gar, Jay Rubin, and
sure,
that, but like in terms of us in the UK, I don't think many of us have topped 100.
He's putting 102 bags in.
If you have out there, well done. But I don't
Hey,
believe any of us UK guys.
If you message us. I want to know who's done it.
I want to see the video.
Hey, I'll trust you. You say you did it, I'll trust you. But I'm going to tell you, he's putting 102 bags in the hole out of 108 with dealing with blockers, roll, cut, like all these things. He's just smashing. So he came out, and I think I will say this about him being 9. I think at that age, it is very much harder to overcome adrenaline dumps than it is if you're an adult. And I think with that hugely emotional game, to avoid the double dip against Mark Richards, when he side railed it and all these things happened, when that game was over, I think that adrenaline dump of that moment really affected him in his next match
In the Final Four.
in the
Yeah.
Final Four. Because once you're there, in the Final Four, it's all single elimination. So it's win or go home. And he didn't throw bad, still threw high nines. But his last 5 matches, he'd been throwing almost 11s.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And when you got to throw against Tony Smith, you can't make any mistakes because Tony's not going to. I mean, even if he does, that dude will collect a bag that looks uncollectible. But that's the beauty of Cash. Their games are very similar. And Cash being 9, I think he just has the attitude of I
at
don't
one point
care.
I was watching and I was convinced, okay, his dad runs the company. Surely he's got some sort of magnetic technology that the bags just attract to each other. It's like some of the shots, it was just they were unreal.
Like it was a drone and his dad's just over there controlling.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It was video game shit, some of it.
Oh, dude, I like a couple of the collects. I thought, but even Jake and Mish were like, "No way, he's going for that," and then he'd go get it, and you're like, "What is going on here? I can't even throw the bag straight. This dude's throwing it at like a 90 or
even if the bags were like Velcro, I'm not collecting them with that."
So, I kind of got ahead. Sorry about that because Tony Smith.
Tony Smith. He avoided the double dip against Matt Guy in bracket D. That again, that was a king seat rematch. So it was good seeing Matt Guy having a good.
I was just about to say that, man. I like seeing him kind of getting that composure back going into the signature series because I have a feeling, and I'm not saying I don't know. I just think I think a Matt Guy, his style of play, obviously we know is kind of coming to the end.
Yeah.
Because now you have to be able to do a lot of things. And we know that Matt Guy can hit an airmail, but the probability is so much better with a cut or a roll. And I think in order for Matt Guy to get to the top again, I think it's got to happen this year or next. I think after that, I think it's going to be hard for anybody because I think any one of these juniors are just going to come in and start dominating everybody. Like not even close because they don't have to work. They don't have to do anything but go to school and throw bags.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't be surprised though if someone won't move to the homeschooling route so that they can just throw bags all daggum day. For real though.
Yeah.
If you think about it, man, like some of these kids, that's all they're doing. And then, I mean, you got some of the younger guys. You got a Tony Smith. You got an Ethan Walker, Logan Chamberlain, Trey Birchfield. None of them dudes. All they've ever known was throwing bags and going to school. They don't work. They don't have to work. They're not some of these older guys that still got jobs and still got things to do, families to take care of and stuff. So yeah, I think I like Matt Guy having a good weekend. I like him having a good weekend.
Well, he likes that venue. I believe it was last year where him and Jeremiah Ellis had their game that we all know.
God, that was like a long game too.
Yeah.
So who else we got?
So the Final Four. Then it was
well, you didn't talk about Jordan Powers' bracket.
Oh, that was the first one. Gavin Cano, he beat.
Oh, did you say that?
Yeah, bracket A. That was
I don't know, man. I tune you out a lot, so I'm just kidding. Just kidding. So, I'm just dumb and didn't hear.
The Final Four, Tony beat Cash, like as we said, like that adrenaline dump. I think
so. I really do. I think so because that was Tony actually made a couple mistakes in that game that Cash normally capitalizes on, and he couldn't.
Yeah.
And I did. I thought maybe it was a lot of an adrenaline dump.
Yeah. And then in the other semi, Jordan beat Trey, and then it was Jordan and Tony final.
It was.
The Jordan, I believe it was his first singles title
His
as
very
well.
first singles title in his
Yeah.
home state.
Yeah.
Hey, and it wasn't even close.
No.
He dominated it. Like, he dominated it. But he almost didn't make it, man. Trey almost beat him. Trey had him down to the wire, and Trey missed one shot. One.
Well, going back to bracket, like he had a very close game with Ryan Windsor as well.
Yeah.
Like,
But I like Jordan Power, and I was happy for him to win one, man. It's nice. Get him a victory going in to into the signatures. But like I said, I mean, he threw well all weekend. Him and Cheyenne in doubles, and then now in singles, and I think. But
it's not just the first weekend he's had a good weekend. He's had a lot of deep bracket runs as well.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like that last Open before the signature series starts, man, getting that win.
Yeah,
that's a lot. It's a big confidence boost, man, and it also puts other people on notice.
Yeah,
that's why I want that Q4 win, man.
Yeah, I mean,
people on notice.
Can't quite see properly, but there's me preparation for the draft next week. I might have to amend that and add a few names because I made that before the end of the weekend. I did that Saturday, so there might have to be a few changes.
Maybe, man.
Yeah.
I know. I pretty much know who I'll draft. I don't even need to take
notes. But I've just made notes because we can talk about that a little bit now. So it'll be me, you.
I will say, out of all the fantasy sports I play, this is the one that I think I probably should take notes on because I'll need to, you kind of start thinking about if you take, say, Mark Richards in singles.
Yeah.
I've got to turn around no matter what. I've got to draft Mark and Tony in doubles.
Yeah.
I cannot run the risk of you having someone that can run away with both sides of it.
Yeah.
So I've got to then come back and do that because I got to do
I can't see anybody being lucky enough to be able to get Mark in both the singles and thingy bracket unless everybody else just doesn't have a clue, which ain't gonna happen.
Yeah. No. But yeah, so it's a weird thing. Okay, so maybe that's a bad example. Let me go with if you take Mark and Tony in doubles, I know that I am probably trying to take, now I can't kind of escape me, but like taking a Cash or taking a
Cheyenne
or someone like that because I need to make up some points here and there.
Yeah, because that's what I've done in mine. I've got my list and then I've starred who my first round picks would be. So if they're available, so like if Mark Richards is gone, I'll look at obviously it all depends on where we get in the draft order, but I'll then look at like a different category where you're going to get that team that's maybe going to get a lot of wins in that. So yeah, it could be a case of Tony Smith's still on the board, but hang on, Cheyenne's on the board for women, so I'll take her instead of Tony Smith type thing. Won't say too much because we don't know who's listening. Them other three players might be listening in. Don't want to give them any ideas.
Don't want them getting any silly ideas. I know at least one of them. He listens every week because he tells me about it on Tuesday.
Yeah, well, and we both know Liam is a bit of a cornhole nerd as well. I mean, Switzerland, first thing he did, he put on YouTube and started watching cornhole.
That was the first thing he did in Birmingham too.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it was already on when I got to the Alps. So we know he's probably got a much more in-depth list than I have.
Yeah. Also, did you see? How far after singles finished did you keep? You watched it all the way through, right?
Yeah.
So did you see when the official went over because he was going to mess with Cash, and he couldn't keep a straight face? So apparently the official was going to go over and be like, kind of just messing with Cash and telling me he had some kind of violation. And he got about 2 words out of his mouth and he just started laughing. He couldn't keep a straight face. And of course, Cash, being such a kid and such a good sport about it, man, he just started rolling laughing, dude. And then of course his dad was laughing. It was a funny thing. And you want to talk about that was the biggest crowd I've seen for a singles final in a while.
Yeah.
Because normally, man, by singles, if you're out, you're out. Everybody leaves and they fly home.
Yeah.
But it was a big one. And dude, Team BG, man, they showed up. All them BG dudes stuck around, man, rooting for Cash.
Yeah, yeah. But well, it's that is like that, and then obviously you had Jordan Power doing well there. Like I said, home state, so
Yep.
drawing the home crowd. So
all that matters, for sure.
Yeah. All right, what else we got this week?
I don't think we got anything this week, do we?
Just club nights, isn't it?
Yep. Sorry, I'm tired, man. I got up early this morning.
So
yeah, club night.
Tonight has a film in, so it'll be for next Monday. Got Craig Smith's club.
Oh yeah, every Monday.
Yeah,
right. Every Monday, and then you have Ashby and Barry every Tuesday.
Yeah, Featherstone Flyers on a Wednesday.
On a Wednesday, Coventry on a Friday.
Yeah, Thursday you got Newcastle. Well,
Thursday, Newcastle, and then
I imagine they're on this week after they were celebrating the League Cup victory last week. I assume that's why they weren't on. Everybody in Newcastle was still too hungover from the weekend.
I think it affected them for the Whitley Bay on Sunday as well because Chris said there was only a couple people that showed up. I think everybody was still in shock, trying to figure out if Newcastle actually really won the first trophy in 65 years, 66 years. So yeah.
I mean, being a Liverpool fan, I'd rather they didn't, but Eagles got the Super Bowl earlier this year, so I'll take that over Liverpool anything anyway. So.
Oh, you're a Liverpool fan?
Yeah, if I have to support anybody.
You really aren't right, are you? Jesus.
No.
Christ almighty.
I've started getting into watching ice hockey, but I've not picked a team yet. Go on, who shall pick there to trigger you?
I don't really get into ice hockey much. I'll go to a game, but I don't watch a lot. I tend, when I was in the States, I tend to watch the finals, but that was usually about it.
I must say I've been disappointed though. Whenever I've watched it, I've still not seen the fight. Maybe I'm just watching the wrong hockey games. I've not seen a scrap yet.
You should have watched the Four Nations when Canada and USA.
I did see highlights of that on Facebook.
3 fights in the first 30 seconds, man. But unfortunately, Canada got the last laugh because they won the whole daggone thing.
Speaking of ice hockey, our good friend Tony, it's club night, Coventry Snipers. That's Friday.
Yep. He played another virtual game in
Ali Pally.
Ali Pally, yep.
Yeah. I think we need to make this a thing. We need to get something out there. Who can have cornhole in the craziest location?
I don't know.
Or the best location. So far, Tony's winning.
You need to be asking these guys if we can host an event there.
That'd be cool.
I'm sure it costs a lot too.
Yeah. No Manchester this week. That's next week. Nothing on a Saturday. Then Sundays will be Solent and Whitby.
And then what? 3 weeks. 3 weeks till Q4.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
I've not thrown since ACL.
Well,
I need to get the boards out and get to practicing because I can't make the next club night again.
Yeah,
he just seems to always put them on nights I can't do. So I'm either gonna have to make the hour plus drive on a Tuesday night and go to the Ashby Club night leading up to it, because sitting 15th, I'm on that rough sort of area for making Tier 1 and Nationals. But more importantly, I want to make Team GB again if I can. I'm currently on the bubble there for the team. And I'd like to get top 10 again. I'd like to get me UKCL pro status back.
Yeah.
I mean, I know it's a UK
No,
pro.
no,
It's not the same level as
that's not what I'm
as a
saying.
thingy, but like
To me,
it,
it's less
it,
about,
it, it'd be nice to earn something.
to me, it's just less about the pro status as it is about I want to finish out the season in the top 5.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, we said this earlier. Like, if you throw that Q4 like you did at the ACO, I don't think there's anybody stopping you. One or two names, if that.
sure.
Like,
But I haven't been throwing well at club night, so I can tell you that.
yeah.
But yeah, if I get in that good groove, man,
Yeah.
I'm
Well, just as long as you don't throw well in the next bragging rights game. We're 2-2 now, so there's a lot more on the line now that we're even.
yeah.
It'll be for proper bragging rights then to get a winning record.
Yep. But yeah, so I was supposed to go to Slovakia the week before Q4, and of course now I'm not going, so that takes away some extra throwing.
Yeah, I'm just gonna have to get some space on the move the car down the driveway a bit and just throw in the driveway. It's the only space I've got where I've got nothing in my way.
Yeah.
In the garden, I have to throw over a tree. Only a little 5-foot tree, but certain shots I can't go for because of it. So,
Yeah, you probably weren't going to make those shots anyway.
fair point.
I'm just kidding.
To be fair, after the ACO, it's my airmails I need to practice with. But in my head, I'm blaming the tools. It's because I was throwing a different bag to what I was used to.
Yeah.
Bad
Sometimes that
Workman blames his tools, but it is a completely different bag to what I'm used to. It's a smaller template. It's a more fuller bag, so it does feel foreign in my hand when I've thrown my Vipers since Paris.
Yeah.
So it's the only bag I've been thrown for well over a year. So to put something else in my hand, it's naturally going to feel a little bit different. But
For sure, man.
then I'm going to be start throwing something different soon anyway. Once
That's
Slicky
right.
guys come through, like I'll be throwing me crazies or the other bags.
Yep. I haven't decided. I will throw the slicky ones, obviously, but I'll still probably throw my swags too. Although I got to retire one of my swag sets.
Oh yeah, you
My
got the
Team GB bazookas, man, kind of split on me. So I threw them for the last time on club night last week, man, and it's right there, and I'm just afraid that in no time they're just gonna go.
It's just that. Just don't front board it or go shoot airmails with them, because then it'll be an explosion.
Yeah.
Because that's when they'll go. That backside airmail where you just clip the lip, it'll just be bang and just
Yep.
raining
So
pellets.
I'm just gonna retire them.
Yeah.
Keep throwing my wickeds. See how I get on with that. Ugh. Man, I'm tired. I don't know why. Day off.
Stayed up all night watching Cornwall. That's why.
I was up late watching cornhole. That is for sure. And I had to get up early because Elliot has to be at school early. So, yeah, man. All right. What else we got? Anything?
No, that's it. Well, then we just got the draft to come next weekend. Next episode, rather.
Yep.
So me, you, Liam, Mika, and Woody. So
Yep. Possibly Tony. Tony said he was
Tony.
kind of interested a little bit. So we'll see.
Oh,
So it might be six of
Gavin.
us. Yeah.
Tony
Might be
Gavin.
six of us.
All right. We'll speak to him because I'll add him to the group chat thing. I'll then have to amend my list and add more names in potentially.
Did you mention Micah, not Mika?
Micah, yeah.
It's Micah, not Mika.
Yeah. Sorry. Apologies.
All right, man.
Yeah.
I guess until next time, just board it.
Yeah, just board it.
I'm Josh.
I'm Graham.
See you next week.
Peace.
Peace.